examples of that. There is a massive online encyclopedia of Islam that was supported by NEH grants. So increasingly now, information about archival collections is being digitized and made accessible to users around the country. So preservation and access is part. We also support grants for faculty development. Once you graduate from college and you may become a teacher or may get a PhD and go to the university, you go to teach in the universities, you can't stop learning because knowledge changes, knowledge grows, and teachers, good teachers, have to continue learning. So the NEH supports projects, summer faculty development projects for teachers to come together with experts in their field and to take the time to update their knowledge. And so there are a couple of grants that were made to institutions in San Antonio, to Trinity University for a summer seminar on the 7 deadly sins as cultural constructions in the Middle Ages. Another one to the University of the Incarnate Word, Water and Culture, Unifying the Humanities Core Curriculum. To St. Mary's University of San Antonio for a summer institute on what is human dignity, and so forth. So that's part of what we do at all well. Also, there is Division of Public Programs, and there is the opportunity for support for museums, libraries, historical organizations, historic houses, to extend knowledge about the humanities to the public at large by creating museum exhibitions. And when I was younger and went to museums, you'd walk around the museum and you'd go, well, that's very pretty and okay, and I don't know what it is, but it's really interesting. And you'd walk over here, and there wasn't much signage in museums in those days. There a little tiny sign that says this was from 1923 and it was purchased from so and so, but what it was or what was its significance was not clear. When NEH began supporting museum exhibitions, the idea was not just to put more art on the wall, but to help the visitor understand what it is that they're looking at and why it's important. What does it mean? What does it say about the culture from which it came? And so the whole idea of exhibitions that really create a learning experience for the visitor when they walk through a museum began very early on with NEH. And now, of course, they've incorporated interactive websites. There's a lot of interactive activity with computers when you go through an exhibition. And now, of course, websites are very, very important, and you can find these on I'll show you very shortly. So public programs. We also support the creation of documentary films by nonprofit organizations. Our funding is limited also to nonprofit organizations. And here, NEH's requirement for these documentary films is that there be the involvement of scholars and that there be diverse views present. Nothing that NEH supports can advocate for any one particular policy or one particular side of an issue. It has to be a balanced presentation of whatever topic it has to be. Have you ever heard of Ken Burns? Mm-hmm. Ken Burns got his first funding from NEH for the early things, and of course he's done the Civil War series, which we supported, New York, jazz, any number of these things, and Rick Burns now also has received a lot of funding. Our latest initiative within that area is called Bridging Cultures Through Film. And this is when the NEH realized that most of the projects that we were funding had to do with U.S. history and culture. And we weren't getting as many applications for projects and topics that addressed other cultures. And so we have a new initiative called Bridging Cultures Through Film that requires that American filmmakers work with colleagues abroad. And they can be scholars abroad, they can be other filmmakers. And that has led to an incredible number of films that are just really amazing. I mean, there have been really, really good films that have come out of this, and I'll show you how to find information about all of those very shortly. But very, very interesting. They also support projects in libraries and local libraries that bring in scholars to help with reading programs, to bring the public into the libraries and create discussion groups, sometimes based upon small exhibitions, visual exhibitions, but always involving scholars to work with the public, to help as they read common texts together, to, again, expand their understanding of what it is that they're reading. Some of those programs are actually bilingual, getting people who speak different languages to come together and give their different perspectives on the text and the translation. So those are also examples of the kinds of things that we do. What I'd like to do, I think, is show you a few things on our website and show you how you can explore a little bit here and find out something